How you doing, everybody? Chris Parks, Mark Kunz with you here. We're at Bluffton High School previewing the 2013 Bluffton Pirates, joined by head coach Dennis Lee. And just you're a veteran in this program. You've been here for so many years now, continuing the excellence here for Bluffton. 5-5 a season ago. You guys have actually been 5-5 the last 3 seasons now here as you guys try to get over that hump and get into the playoffs here. Kind of reflect a little bit on 2012 and what you thought of your Bluffton Pirate football program.
Well, last year was probably the first year, like I told the kids last week in camp, this is probably the first time that we ended last season. It felt like we were probably playing some of our best football that we had in a long time. So, I thought we finished the season strong last year. We were 5-5. I thought we left a couple games out there that, a couple of games early in the season, Cary and Delphus Jefferson early there that we kind of laid out there that we didn't obviously win, but I was pleased as we went down the stretch and came away with a real positive attitude, and we won our last 2 football games.
What was the summer like for the Bluffton Pirate football program?
Well, we always, just like anybody else, we lift and we do some conditioning during the summer. We had camp last week, and we've had real good numbers all summer. The kids that are out here were pretty much here all summer, so it was a good off season. Always is for us, I think. Our kids work hard.
Yeah, they certainly do here as they get ready for another season here in 2013. You've got a couple guys maybe playing college football next season, one for sure going to Miami. You got to be excited about some of the guys you have coming back here, I would imagine.
Yeah, Isaac, his worked real hard in the offseason. He's improved his speed, his strength. He's grown a little bit. He's starting to fill out. And, like you said, Miami, offered him several weeks ago, and he took that offer. So, he's going to do real well there. And, we just look for good things and, our kids to follow his lead.
With Isaac Little and Drake Lugenball on the defensive side of things, do you feel like that's going to be one of the strengths of this year's team?
I think we got some kids that fully understand our defense. So we kind of implemented a new system last year with our new defensive coordinator. I think our kids feel real comfortable with what we're doing now. We're a very multiple with what we can do with different coverages and different fronts and angles that we have. So I think our kids have really picked up on that, and hopefully we'll get out of the gate running with that.
And with that defense that you guys have kind of implemented, the guys have a year under their belts, kind of learning it. Do you think that will get you over the hump and maybe get some victories in those close games you guys played in last year?
Well, we gave up in those games. Defensively, we just gave up a couple of big plays. So hopefully, we're a year older. We got a real good senior and junior class. And, hopefully those guys are a year older and be able to do that on the defensive end.
Speaking of a year older, Robby Stratton, your quarterback, he's in that group that had some experience last year. Are you looking at him to maybe have a breakout-type season this season?
Well, he's on the injured list right now, but, we're going with Mitchell Alt right now that, played about half the year because Robby was banged up last year. So Mitchell's getting all the snaps right now. He's done a great job over the summer in our 7-on-7s. And, we'll hopefully get Robby back here in a couple of weeks and implement him into our system.
Offensively, what can we expect out of you guys again here in the season 2013?
I think it's going to be a good mix of run and pass. We're still running out of the shotgun most of the time and with multiple formations. But, we've got, 2-3 pretty good running backs. Noah Stratton's back. He was injured for the first really 6 or 7 weeks last year. And Jonah Barasa is back. He had a great year last year for us in the backfield. So, hopefully with those and Austin Bricker and, maybe a couple of other guys, skill kids that we can put back there, we're going to be fine running the football also.
It seems as if the Bluffton schedule's been kind of set in stone the last couple of years. Open up against Corey Rawson, Cary week 2, then you get in your NWC schedule. Same thing this year. Do you like having that familiarity year in and year out with the schedule?
Yeah, I like how we open up we're really the only NWC team that has its first 2 weeks are open, and I think that prepares us well for the league games that we have. This is going to be the last year for Cary week 2. The schedule's going to change and everything will flip the year after with I think the NWC is going to go, everybody's going to have the first 3 weeks open. So after, there'll be some changes, down the road a little bit with our scheduling. But I like how we open up.
You guys kept LCC on your schedule. Of course, they're not in the NWC anymore. It's important to keep that rivalry with them. And do you think you guys will keep them on the schedule for future dates?
This is going to be the last year for the LCC game also. I think it's, week 7 or 8?
Week 8
at the end of the year. So It's been a good ride. We've played them, like I've said last year. We've always played LCC, and it's always been a good rivalry. And we had a great first half with them last year before things got away from us. But certainly, that's going to change next year.
Looking at that Week 1 matchup with Corey Rawson, it's always a big one just up the road. Does that help focus your team throughout the summer, having that geographic rival to look forward to?
Well, it's always it's the first game, and it doesn't really make any difference who you're playing. Everybody's looking for that first win. It's the first game, and it's really an exciting type deal. Quite honest, our first half last year over there, we laid an egg the first half, and it was just an ugly performance in our half until we got our act together and did some things the second half. But it's always a rivalry game, and it always will be.
I remember being in the game last year. I got there right around halftime. I tell you what, third quarter, you guys really opened things up and did a great job in that game. Other than Corey Rawson, do you feel the NWC is going to be really balanced coming up this season? Do you think there'll be a lot of close games?
Well, with LCC not in the league, certainly I think that opens it up for everybody. We've got some quality football teams in our league this year, so I think it's going to be real competitive from the get-go.
You're part of that growing trend of the retire, rehire. Retired from teaching, still coaching though. Any concern about not being in the building day in and day out and not having that day-to-day contact with the guys throughout the morning and afternoons?
I plan on being in the building, so I'm going to see the kids. We've got 4 of our assistant coaches in the high school, so it's not like we're not going to know what's going on and lose contact with the kids. So it's going to be a little bit different, but that leaves me a little bit more time to get these guys ready for practice.
What do you think you'll miss most about being like an everyday teacher, being in the building all the time, and maybe not being in the building as much now?
I'm just going to miss the interaction with the kids. I've loved that over the years. I think just being able to be with the kids and teach them and everything. I think that's going to be the thing that's I'll miss the most with it.
Certainly glad that Coach Lee's still on the sidelines, though, for the Bluffton Pirate football program. We're going to take a break on this Blanchard Valley Health System pigskin preview, and we come back more from the Bluffton Pirates here on WOSN.
Welcome back to Bluffton, everyone, on this Blanchard Valley Health System Pigskin Preview. Mark Kunz and Chris Parks, joined by 2 players now for the Bluffton Pirates, Drake Luganbill and Noah Stratton down there on the far end. Noah, the state trackster, had a great spring and summer, and have you continued to run and kind of get in shape here for football? And what were your summer plans as you get ready here for August?
Yeah, I started out the summer down at the state track meet, but then I was gone a lot this summer, going on a couple mission trips, so it's good to finally be back here and working with the football team, so it's good.
Tell us about those mission trips. Where did you go? What did you do? And what did you get out of it personally?
At the beginning of the summer, I went up to Alaska to work at a Bible camp, and then I went to Bolivia then with my church group. The Alaskan trip was good just because you were working with kids that came and want to learn about God, so it's easier to communicate with them. But down in Bolivia, they speak a completely different language, so we had to show the love of God in completely other ways. So.
Certainly a great summer for you, Noah. Drake, I guess really the same question for you. What were your summer plans? I'm sure getting in shape was one of them. What have you been up to, I guess, at these last couple months?
Well, I've been lifting mostly. I haven't gone anywhere during the summer, just besides the weight room and 7-on-7 stuff.
Drake, Noah was talking about speaking a completely different language. Last year was a little bit of a different language defensively, brought in a new system. Are you guys more comfortable with that new defense now in year 2?
Oh, yeah. We're going to be a lot more comfortable this year. We know what we're doing. We know where we're supposed to be, and hopefully we execute and eliminate the big plays that we gave up last year.
Noah, you guys were 5-5 a season ago. Actually, you've been 5-5 the last 3 seasons here. What do you guys have to do offensively, defensively to get over that hump and maybe make a playoff push?
Well, like Drake said, there were a couple close games we had last year where we just gave up big plays that just hurt us in those games. So hopefully this year we can just, having a lot of people come back will help know the system better and help eliminate those big plays that we gave up. So.
Drake, we know Corey Rawson is circled on the calendar. Any other games that you're particularly looking forward to this year?
We just want to play each game week by week, focus on the opponent that we're going against, and hopefully put a lot of W's on there.
Even though LCC is no longer in the league, are they still kind of your measuring stick?
Yeah, I mean, we want to see how good we are, and they're definitely a good team that we do face. So, I mean, you can play with them. You're a pretty talented group.
Noah, your biggest NWC rival football-wise, what's it been the last couple of years? Do you guys have does everyone on the team kind of agree on one opponent? Is there one at all?
we all like to play our best football when we play Ada. We like to, because they're always a pretty good football team, so we always like to show up for that game and play to our best of our abilities then.
Drake, you're a returning all-conference performer, so is Isaac Little, who is verbal to Miami. What does he bring to your defense?
He's a big kid, obviously. He's quick, good size. He brings a lot to the table. You can move him around to different positions, and he can play each spot well.
Noah, a little bit about what you've learned from Isaac, and maybe you guys as a senior core as well, too. Like, what do you guys hope that Isaac can teach him? What do you guys hope you can teach your underclassmen this year?
Well, we're definitely close as a senior class, and it was good for Isaac because he's been working really hard in the offseason. Mm-hmm. So for him to finally get that recognition for it is just good. And then we have a bunch of other guys who work hard in the locker room, so we just hope that we can push and show the other younger classmen what we plan to do this season. So.
All right, Drake, Noah, thank you for your time. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more from the Bluffton Pirates on this Blanchard Valley Health System Sports Report preview.
Welcome back here to Bluffton, our final segment here with these Bluffton Pirates, joined by two more players. Andrew Lee sitting next to me and Isaac Little heading to Miami next season. Let's start first with you, Isaac. Just the process of joining the MAC next season and becoming a Red Hawk. How excited are you, and what's it going to be like next season, I guess?
Well, I'm really excited to become a Red Hawk. It is a school that Miami's a school I've considered just based on academics.
Okay.
They consider themselves a public Ivy. They have a very good program. I've been able to meet with the coaches a lot this summer, get to know them, and I really like what they have going.
What other schools were you looking at? Was it difficult to choose on Miami? Obviously, you know what you want academically, but football-wise, is that a good fit?
I was talking some with also West Point and Toledo,
okay.
And I really liked Toledo's coaching staff and the program that they had going, but it was just Miami offered, and I wanted to go ahead and commit. And Miami is a good fit before the season started, just so I could just play and have fun.
Looking forward to seeing you in a Miami uniform the next couple seasons. Andrew, let's talk a little bit about you now here and talk a little bit about this team, offensively, defensively. Is there a strength that you guys can maybe rely on here in 2013 out of this team?
I think on offense that all of our skill guys are back. We all are veterans. I think with that experience, I think we'll be pretty good. The main fit is finding a line. But I think this offseason we've had a lot of people get into the weight room, and I think they're going to be a good fit. So I think we're going to be pretty good on offense.
Okay.
Andrew, obviously every team would like to have more guys, but are you happy with the participation numbers at Bluffton this season?
Yeah, I am. Our upperclassmen, I think we have quite a few. I mean, our lowerclassmen is a little low, but I think over the next few years, I think that'll get up. But our senior and junior classes, we have quite a few people.
Isaac, do you envision this team getting over that 5-5 hump? The last 3 seasons, you guys have been right at 500. Is this a year that Bluffton takes that next step, you think?
Oh, for sure, I think so. We have, like Andrew said, we have a big senior and junior class, and we've all worked together for the last 3-4 years. So we have a lot of potential, and if we use it correctly, I believe we can get over that 5-5.
Andrew, what are some of the goals for this year's team, and what do you need to do to accomplish those goals?
I think just get over the 500 mark this season. We've been, for my being a senior, we've been 500 my whole high school career. So I think getting over that would be good. And to accomplish that, just stay in the weight room and work hard. Our team works really close together. Mm-hmm. We're a family, and we've been here 3-4 years together, so we know what we're doing.
Isaac, how exciting is it to get these pads back on, these helmets here this first week at camp and just get going again?
Oh, it's very exciting. I've been doing all kinds of college camps all summer, just helmets. I'm excited to get the shoulder pads and the pants back on and start hitting.
Getting ready to rock and roll.
All right, the Bluffton Pirates a couple weeks away from their opener against Corey Rawson this year, right at Harmon Field. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you to our guests, Coach Lee, Noah, along with Drake and Isaac and Andrew. For Chris Parks, I'm Mark Kunz. We'll see you next time on the Blanchard Valley Health System Football Preview.